Right, so we're kicking off qualifying now. Anyway, so let's see what happens. You just missed Gary Horner gifting everybody basically a sub. Oh my, yeah, I can't believe it. Thank you so much, Gary. Honestly, I can't, yeah. And your livery, by the way. I love it. So we're going to get out here for qualifying. They're going to go... Sorry, I'm speechless now. You can use emotes and stuff, guys, if you are obviously a sub, which I think everybody is now. But basically, they're going to have one flying lap. So there could be some strategy here. Oh, thank you so much, Gaudi. Yeah, anyway, right, let's focus. So, they've got one lap. There could be some strategy here with slipstream. There might not be. Some people like a clean lap. Some people want the slipstream to try and go for the ultimate lap, like Alex did earlier. 24 earlier on by Alex, which is the fastest I have ever seen in the Midnight Madness round with slipstream. You can see everyone lining up behind Kenny here. So it's Kenny. He's looking to defend this podium from Crazy. They're the two drivers we need to particularly look out for. Now, in terms of points, if either of them get a double finish, a double win, it's game over. I think Kenny can actually come second in both and potentially defend it. That's 35 and 22, that's 57, 10 points. Yes, he would just defend it. Kenny particularly needs second in the feature race. So, yes, that's just something to note here. As Kenny goes drifting round the right-hander here. So you can see there's different tactics by everybody here. So Kenny's now getting behind somebody. If we look further back, I wonder if we can go further back here. A couple of people just staying out on their own, doing their own thing here. Can't see a car there. That's, yeah, interesting. Camouflage. So, yeah, we'll follow Forrest through. And you can see all the strategies taking part now. Kenny's staying well to the outside here. Now, what's going to happen here? Is anyone going to go for that slipstream? Kenny is. He's got the wipers on. Is it raining? It is cloudy, I can tell you that much. So, we are going to go on board Forrest for this final lap round Dragontrail Seaside and qualifying. The final lap in a mini, actually, on board. So let's take you on a lap of this circuit one last time. So Forrest crosses the line now. It's a long, nice run here. Kenny has a good gap. He does indeed. We'll see what happens. But we follow Forrest now as we head towards the left-hander. You want to brake just around where the curb starts here. And you're going to drop to third. You see that? Lovely. And you want to try and maintain that speed through the corner. Looked okay. Maybe a bit too much weight transfer there. It's going to run him a bit wide. Yeah, he's had to turn quite sharp there to keep it going. But even so, it's still okay for now. As we keep going now towards the right-hand kink here. Chucks it in and heads towards braking. Just where the gravel starts there. You want to brake. Third gear. Now that's a lovely corner there by Pampers. By Forrest, sorry. I just called Forrest Pampers. New nickname for Forrest. As we continue through the first sector. So that's an okay first sector, I believe. And now it's all about managing the weight transfer, throttle modulation here. Lovely bit of driving. There you go. That is one of the best I've seen today as we've been on board anybody. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff by Forrest here. And through we go. Pampers for a... Kenny is pretty much on his bumper. He is indeed. As we head down towards this now, on the right side you see those cliffs. I brake just after those cliffs. There you go. Third gear. Trying to carry that speed, but I think Pampers is going to run a little bit too wide here. And that's going to compromise Kenny as well. As we continue through this second sector now. And we approach the chicane of slight injury, as Rascal called it earlier on. Through we go. And then it's all about keeping it straight as possible. Not as straight as you could be there. And I think Kenny is right on his bumper here. I mean, let's jump to Kenny. Oh, in fact, Kenny's making the move on Forrest here. As we approach now. Brake just after the curb starts again. There you go. Ooh, Kenny's lost a bit of speed there, trying to make that overtake. Forrest is now going back on his inside. You can hear those tyres screeching here. And they're 2 by 2 as they head towards the start-finish line here. And here we go. Who's going to have the fastest time? It's Crazy! Crazy is up there. Kenny compromised down to P4. So Crazy with a 25.7 there. Let's jump a bit further back. We've got Martin B Racing here. Is going to be the last driver across the line. But Crazy in a prime position here. And lap was done at the hairpin. There you go. Kenny letting us know what's going on there. 54 with a good lap there. That'll be in the top 6 potentially there. Very quick time. And it looks like Martin B Racing is going to be close to it. Oh, just behind the 54. So 7th there for the 54. So there's your pole sitter. It's Crazy from Big Mac, I think that was. From Chewy, Kenny, the Coops, Forest 4A, 54, Martin B Racing 1. And I need the rest of the grid to know the answer to that. Murray Moles, Vagabond, Infinity, and Baz. They're your 13 racers here for the first sprint race. Final sprint race of Mini Madness. Let's see what's going to happen here. We can see the red lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 red lights. And about an average held there. And it looks like Big Mac's had a good start there. Crazy, not as much of a good start. Baz at the back has had an absolute stonker of a start there. Look at that, straight down the middle. And let's see if that gap is closing. It is indeed. It looks like Big Mac has had the start here. Going to be on the inside, going towards the outside of turn number 1. Who is going to be in the lead after this first corner. Chewy's in there as well. Chewy looking for the move. Not quite going to work out. Big Mac trying to go around the outside here. Oh, works out beautifully. Big Mac into the lead there. What a fantastic move by Big Mac. Gets into the lead here. But it's going to have to try and hold it for 3 laps. And a lot of fast drivers behind as well. We'll see what happens. You can see pretty much line astern here. I know you love that line. And apparently Kenny's scared that Forrest on the old quali lap. But Big Mac through, runs a little bit deep. I thought it was a bit quick here. Going to lose that first position. And I can't even speak. Position. There we go. And Crazy's going to come back through there into P1 in that EcoBoost Mini Cooper. Now Crazy does need a victory here. And Kenny has to try and stop it really. The fight for the podium is on. And Big Mac runs a bit deep here again. That's going to compromise a lot of the pack there. A little bit of contact between him and Chewy. And this is opening the gap to Crazy as well. All he needs is like a 3-second gap and happy days, he's away. And further back we have cars, all sorts of nose to tail, side by side. Jaffa Cakes machine in there of the Coops as they head down towards the right hander for the first time here. Big Mac on the inside, looking to try and get the move done on the Coops. Looks to have got it done there. Beautiful racing here from these 13 competitors in fact, as we head towards the chicane. And look, there's that gap with Crazy. Kenny is now up into P2, but we're going to have a side-by-side action here throughout the pack, which can get kind of deadly. We've seen that already. Oh, a few bits of banging there. I think there's going to end up with carnage further back. Indeed, there has been. Oh, huge carnage there. Infinity and Murray Moles are the ones who gets hung out to dry there, and we've already got a bit of carnage here, but there's a gap. Kenny's lost out big style as well in all of that. Supposed to hit the barrier on the exit, so it's not going well for Kenny at the moment. It's Crazy with the work to do. Crazy has to get 2 wins here. As through we go. I can't see Martin. Where is he? Way! Calster with the camouflage jokes as well. Right, we'll try and have a look at that incident that happened further back and see what actually happened. So coming through here. Oh, the tiniest of contacts into the barrier there. And then that just, yeah, big racing incident that. The tiniest of contacts just caused all that. But even so, we jump back to the lead at the moment with Crazy. With Big Mac in P2, the Coops in P3, Chewy in P4 and Kenny in P5 at the moment. Now, I'm not sure what Kenny needs to do in terms of positions here. We'll have to do some maths in between races, but Kenny finishes in P5. He's got a lot of work to do to defend that podium. But yeah, it's an unfortunate racing incident further back. They should catch up though. That's what Boost is there for. And the Coops with a little push on Big Mac there, it looked like. Potentially break a little bit early there, Big Mac. They all make it through. Line astern there. Further back, Vagabond is side by side. It looks like with Martin B racing at the moment. But the Coops is side by side with Big Mac here. Heading towards the S's once again. And Big Mac on the inside. It's going to keep this position surely. We've seen one move around the outside. The Coops is trying it anyway. The Coops is going for this. Doesn't do it. So Big Mac does keep it for now. And Kenny's not making that ground he needs to. And Crazy, is still pulling away here in that EcoBoost Mini. As we continue on down. For those that don't know, Gowdy Hornet has given away a lot of subs. A big thank you to Gowdy Hornet. So do check if you have that, and you get access to the emotes. But 3 wide into the hairpin here. This surely isn't going to work out. Kenny gets run out wide here, and Kenny's going to lose all sorts of positions and end up right in the thick of it in that mid pack. It's all going wrong for Kenny at the moment, and all going right for Crazy, as Chewy actually ends up in P2 in that Mr. Bean machine, and they head through the chicane. Oh, they're going to be all sorts of wide again further back. Let's have a look at this. 3 wide definitely does not work into the chicane. They make it 2 wide again, but Vagabond's going to get closer. They survive it somehow. Well played, drivers. Through they go, but they lose a lot of time from it. And Crazy still 1.4 seconds ahead here. It could be a perfect start here for Crazy. As further back, they're all going to be line astern quite a lot here now, because they're all going to be in that slipstream. And through they go. That gap come down to 1.2. What's going up again? Crazy with a very good exit here. Up to 1.4. And Kenny all the way down in P6 at the moment. We'll have to do some maths if it finishes like this and work out where Kenny needs to finish and where Crazy needs to finish. Crazy, I think, needs a win and a win. But further back, we are 5 wide. Let's have a look at it. 6 wide even. I have no idea. Here we go. This is what Miniman started on. It's a good way to finish it. It's a little bit contact as they head towards the first corner for the final time in this sprint race. And they somehow all survive, except Infinity, who gets left out into the gravel there. That's a bit unfortunate. But through they go, my word. It's all kicking off here. And let's jump to the P3 battle, because that's going 2 and 3 wide. B-Racing 1 in the thick of the action here with that festive anime livery. And through we go. And oh, Big Mac's going to go in the gravel there. Big Mac's gone. And back in. Does he survive? Oh, he does indeed. With dirt on his tyres as well. Fair play, Big Mac. Absolutely fair play. 54's gone. As we continue out of that corner. Remember, drivers can report incidents here if they need to, or feel like they're being someone's been a dirty driver. It can be reported, and penalties are applied. Penalties are obviously off for this because Gran Turismo decided to break those in the latest update. But through we go here. They're still 2-3 wide here. Must be racing on all sorts of dirt there. We come through here a little bit understeer. Look at this. 54 on the inside as well. They're going to be 2-3-4 wide here. Potentially as they head down. Let's look at Crazy. Crazy's only got half a second gap now to Chewy. Chewy is coming back at Crazy. All sorts of nuts here. It's like Mr. Bean on top of his car. Let's jump to this. Crazy fight it further back. Pampers machine on the inside fighting with the Batmobile. Oh, Baz has gone off with the festive minions. And through they go, and Baz is going all the way to the back here. Oh, a little bit of contact there with the 54. Let's jump to the lead battle here. Back up to a second here. Chewy must have made a mistake somewhere because Crazy has a second gap here. Through we go. Crazy nails it perfectly. Further back, Chewy's under all sorts of pressure from B-Racing 1. Kenny's up to P5 at this moment in time. Someone's just gone absolutely hell bells into the wall. That's Vagabond in the Dragontrail livery. But Crazy has led pretty much from start to finish here at this moment, and his 6/10 still ahead. Into the braking zone we go for the final time in this sprint race. And it looks like this is going to be crazy. It's Crazy's to lose here. B-Racing 1's got an awesome run on Chewy here. Chewy's going to have to defend for his life potentially, but B-Racing 1's not going to have the slipstream as they head towards the line. It's going to be Crazy winning the sprint race here. The final sprint race of Mini Madness. Crazy takes that from Chewy, from B-Racing 1 and the Coops. And then further back, it's all sorts of side-by-sides there with P12 beating the 54 and P13. I'm assuming it's going to be Vagabond there with that unfortunate incident at the chicane. So Kenny finished P5, which means he gets how many points? Let me have a look at this quickly. P5 is... where are the points? 15 points. So Kenny can only get 55 points now, which is 8 points higher than what he's got, which is still enough. So if Kenny wins, it's enough. If Kenny doesn't win, it's not enough. And if Crazy wins, Crazy overtakes. Now, what a finale that will be, eh? We love excitement here. I don't know. Basically, Kenny and Crazy just go nuts. Everybody else just fight for every position you can. Let's have a fantastic final race here. The Vagabond is your pole sitter, followed by the 54. There's your front row as we get ready for the final start with the Mini Coopers from 1965. There's one red light, there's two red lights, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Oh, a very long hold, and off we go. Here we go. It's the final time we start with these Mini Coopers, and it looks like Baz has had a fantastic start there. Further back, looking to try and get that slipstream used straight away. Oh, Crazy's on a superb start. That P13 position seems to be a cracking place to start here. Always a good start for the runners, maybe because it's a little bit downhill there, it looks like. But the 54 with the advantage here, looking to go ahead of Vagabond before the first corner there. 3 wide further back. Here we go. Into the first corner. Oh, the Pampers machine going for an ultimate send there. Does he get it done? Oh, my word, he does indeed. A little bit of a nudge there, potentially on Vagabond. Oh, he's come back on, and Pampers machine has gone off here. Forest 4A off into the gravel, and it's going to be at the back of the pack. But the 54 breaking away here. 1.5 seconds, the gap already. Looking to really extend that lead to try and get the victory. Further back, it's Infinity from Murray Mills. Remember, Infinity used to be ERT Mark. So it has recently changed esports teams, and that's why we have the change in name as well. As through we go, Vagabond on the outside there, all sorts of 2, 3 wide here. Crazy and Kenny are side by side with each other. Let's hope they don't take each other out early on as they head towards the S's for the first time here. And their line astern now, Vagabond in there as well. But Crazy leads Kenny at the moment, that's critical. Crazy leads Kenny as they go through the S's here. Look at this. Absolutely fantastic stuff. There's the Pampers machine right in the distance there. And what's that gap? It's 1.7 seconds now. So 54 really pulling away, doing a very good job here from Murray Moles. He's under all sorts of pressure from Infinity at the moment in that Phoenix Esports liveried Mini. Looks for the dive down the inside, doesn't quite work. The Batmobile runs a little bit deep there as well. Going to be on the dirt here. Going to be running on the grass as well. Potentially going to lose speed. Doesn't quite, pulls it back in very nicely. And they are literally line astern there. There's only Chewie in the background who's making it not line astern as we enter the chicane of death for the first of 9 times in this feature race. And through they go. Oh my word, what is going on further back actually? They all survived through their happy days. Look at that, perfect racing. That's exactly what you want to see here. As we continue towards the last corner. Looks like the Coops trying to get the move done, not going to quite work here. Line astern as they head towards this last corner. Big Mac going for the move on Baz here into the final corner here. Let's have a look at this. Doesn't quite work out there for Big Mac. Oh, a little bit of a move there by Baz instead on Infinity. Gets that done. Through they go. Big Mac trying to follow suit. Crazy's off on the grass. As is Kenny, excuse me. As they head towards the start-finish line. What's that gap now? 1.1. It's coming down. That slipstream having a bit of an impact now as Murray Mills is looking to pull that gap. Bring 54 back into the thick of the action as they head down towards turn 1. Let's go further back here. Crazy and Kenny still side by side. Look at that. The EcoBoost machine looks like it's slightly ahead here. That EcoBoost engine working out a treat for Crazy. Into the first corner. The Coop's on the inside of Kenny as well. Kenny's in a bit of a vulnerable position here. Oh, he's on to the little bit of gravel there, but manages to survive that just. But that lets Crazy go a little bit further ahead. A little bit of a flash there further back. The Coops mustn't be happy with something there as we continue now towards the kink. And it looks like Infinity's looking for a move on Big Mac here in the kink. Gets it done. Through we go into the braking zone. It looks like Infinity's going to get this done, and Crazy's ready to pounce as well. Looking to get the move done on the inside. And through we got that. Murray Mills has caught up to 54 again. So 54 going to be in the thick of the action. And it's Crazy on the outside of Big Mac essentially as we approach a left-hander. Is Crazy going to try and go for that move around the outside? It's very hard to do. We've not seen it work most of the time. Only once. Look at that. Look at the lean on the minis. Look at that weight transfer further back there. It's all over the place in these minis, which is why we do end up with the ping pong physics occasionally. That's not the fault of any drivers. And it does feel extreme if you are one of the drivers, that ping pong effect. There's Vagabond just getting back into the thick of it as well, which is good to see. As let's jump now down towards the hairpin here, the right-hander. Murray Mills is putting all sorts of pressure on 54. Crazy down the inside of Infinity. That's Crazy up and oh, look at Kenny down the inside. I missed that completely. Kenny, the opportunistic driver there, takes 2 positions. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I'll take 4th position. That was Kenny there. Oh, it takes another one as well from Baz. Look at this. Kenny's absolutely monstering this. He wants that podium bad. Oh, they're going too wide further back. Big Man's going to end up in the barrier. Oh, huge crash. Huge crash. Oh, my word. I think Crazy was involved in that as well. We're going to have a look at the replay of that. But where is Crazy? Crazy's down in P9. So Crazy was involved in that. Let's have a look at the replay quickly. And let's find out what actually happened here. It was all sorts of carnage there as we look at the replay here. And you can see they're too wide. And they come into here now. There's a bit of a let off there. A little bit of contact there. Into one barrier, into the other. And Crazy just gets tapped there. And that forces a lot of carnage further back there. So Crazy currently out at the moment. Kenny is your current podium sitter at the moment. But that was a huge incident, a racing incident, to be honest with you. Just slight clips of the barrier just forced an absolute monster incident. But Crazy's got plenty of time to catch up to Kenny again. Kenny's going to try and look to break away as well. Yeah, it's just a little racing incident. Well, it's a big racing incident, but it's a racing incident. No one's particularly playing dirty there. But look at that. Kenny is broken away here from the pack behind. And look at Chewy. Chewy's come from right at the back of the pack again. Right up there from that incident. So, doing well there, Chewy. Window wipers still going for Kenny there. Further back the line astern as Vagabond goes off to Narnia a little bit there. Not sure what happened with that. But Crazy back up to P7 now. A lot of work to do to get back up to that lead pack. 5 seconds off the leader at the moment. And Crazy definitely needs to win this one to get onto that podium. Is it going to be an IGTL 1, 2, 3? Or is it going to be Crazy spoiling the party? This is going to be fantastic. So let's look to that lead battle. 54 still leading away from Mario Mel's. 54 having a fantastic race here so far. Really good race by 54. Broke away early and has kind of kept away from that absolute mid-pack madness that we have. I know it's called mini madness, but it's always mid-pack madness as well. It does equal 10 horsepower more. That is actually right. As Kenny is looking to try and catch that gap up now. So we go further back. They're all line astern. B-Racing 1 actually making a move on Chewy here potentially. As they enter the chicane of slight injury. Oh, it was actually a chicane of death on the previous lap. Slight mistake, just cost them here. They're going to go too wide again. Very dangerous to do. You've got to nail this right, guys. Got to nail it right. A little bit of contact there between B-Racing 1 and Chewy. And that's what happens, basically. They both lose out massively. And look how much Crazy's catching. Is 2 attempts every second. And Crazy gets 1 move done. And Crazy's looking to get a second move done here. So head towards the hairpin. They're going to be 2, 3 wide further back here. Crazy looking for the move down the inside of B-Racing 1 here. Gets it done. Look at that lovely move. Carried the momentum through there. A little bit of contact further back. 3 wide. A little bit of nudging, door bashing going on there. It's a bit like touring cars all over again. And now Crazy needs people to work with him. Needs people to actually go, okay, let's bumper draft. Let's go. Let's catch up to the leaders. That's the smart racing. Because remember, it's not where you are at the middle of the race. It's where you are at the end of the race. Where you actually, where it actually counts with the points. Let's jump to that lead battle where Murray Mulder's taking the lead now. 54 right behind. Kenny looking to get the move done on 54 here. Down the inside at the first corner here. Gets a move done beautifully there. Kenny up to P2 now. Brilliant move by Kenny. Just slightly later on the brakes and gets it done. Now let's jump further back where Crazy is in P4 with the comeback here. It's only 4 seconds off that battle now. But it is 2.9 seconds to catch up. So Crazy needs to get some speed going here. And further back still, we've still got 2, 3 wide here with Pampers, or the Pampers machine leading. I nearly called Forest Pampers again there. A little bit of bashing there. Got to watch your radars, guys. There's an invisible car in the middle of that. Camouflage joke. And through we go. Oh, the Pampers machine is off there. Bit unfortunate. Comes back on the circuit there. And they all survive. Chewy with a bit of a flash there. Not happy with something as we continue on now. And Crazy, it's still 2.9 seconds off 54, but that gap has come down just under that 4-second margin now. We'll see what happens as we jump to Murray Moles. Kenny potentially going to be looking for the move here. Boost is on, but that only affects you 5 seconds back, I believe. As Kenny looks for that move down the inside at the hairpin. Is he going to get it done? Under braking. They brake around the same time here. Marmel's trying to go around the outside. Kenny hanging it on the inside here. Lovely bit of driving there from both drivers, but Kenny beautifully done there up into P1. This is where Kenny needs to be at this moment in time. Crazy will not want to see this as they head towards the chicane. Now, is anybody actually helping Crazy? That gap has come down. It's 3.5 now. And if I was at B Racing 1, I'd be trying to push Crazy along a little bit here. Crazy obviously has some pace here. And through they go. Oh, somebody's about to die. I can tell you that much. Oh, no, they haven't died. Just a slight nudge. As we continue on. B Racing 1 going for the move instead. Goes for the move. Now, Crazy, what are you going to do? You're going to race strategically? Are you going to try and keep that position? Going to try and keep that position around the outside here. And Infinity's looking for the move as well. Ooh, I thought there was going to be a slight bit of contact there, but there wasn't. Now, what's that gap? P4 to P3, it's 2.9. That gap has extended a little bit, it's up to 3.6 seconds. Is Crazy going to go for the move, or is he going to go for bumper drafting? He has to decide now. He's got a lot of work to do to catch up. Bumper drafting it is, you can see it now. He's got to race smart. Has to race smart here. Let's jump to that lead battle with Kenny and Mario Moles. And is Mario Moles going to go for the move? Oh, B Racing 1 goes defensive here. Kenny, line astern there for those drivers. And Crazy looking for the... Oh, B Racing 1's around a bit wide here. Crazy's going to go for the undercut. He can get this done beautifully if he nails it. And he does indeed here. This is all Crazy, I'm sure. Look at that, just on the inside. Just. Though they need to stop fighting. It's 4.2 seconds now. Crazy is losing out with this fighting. He really is. As further back, we've got all sorts of battling going on here. Big Mac's leading that sort of mid-pack here at the moment. Through there they go. And, oh, Baz just nudged out a little bit there from those guys. And Crazy will be wanting Mario Moles to fight Kenny here, to really push Kenny along. Crazy does need to push, like, fast. He needs to get strategic here. Either do bumper drafting or just go for it. It's hard. Crazy is in a very difficult position. 54 is just losing the back of this train a little bit here from these guys. That can always help Crazy as well as we continue on down towards the hairpin now. And is Mario Moles going to go for the move? Is Mario Moles going to play strategic? Try and keep it a two-way battle here. Oh no, looks for the move on the inside there. Looks for the move. Is he going to get it done? Not quite. Going to have to pull in back behind as we go for about... Oh my word, what is going on there? Someone's been nudged wide. That's might be racing. And yes, a little bit of nudging going on there. And Crazy is 4 seconds. That gap's come down from 4.2 again. As I say, if I was B Racing 1, I'd be pushing Crazy along here. Try and get up to that lead pack. Try and race smart here. It's all very well fighting for the positions now, but they're not worth anything at this moment in time. As we continue on now towards the last corner once again. And you can see that 54 is losing the front two just slightly here. So if they get onto 54, that is critical. It's 2.6 seconds at the moment, down 2.4. So if that gap keeps coming down, it's got to go down to around 1.5 seconds, I feel. And then that slipstream will be called into question here. And Crazy's got a bit more of a lead now from B Racing 1, who's under all sorts of pressure from the Coops there. Apologies, I missed that. So those two are going to be fighting. Is the Coops going to try and go for it? Further back, we've got 4 wide here. 4 wide. It's probably going to go 5 wide here. Look at this. This is what Mini Madness is all about. Or has been all about. Oh, Mads B Racing slightly on the grass. Oh, big incident. Huge incident. Mads B Racing, Big Mac, Chewy all involved in that. Oh, the slightest of ping pong contacts. And that was huge there. Absolutely huge. Oh, dear. Well, I'll try and have a look at see what happened a bit later on. But the slightest of ping pongs, that's what happens with these minis. It can happen, it does happen, and we've just seen it right there. So Crazy currently, look at that, he's lost all that time because of the slipstream. All the slipstream, yeah, Chewy's died again. Vagabond's just died there, my word, that was a big hit. Crazy needs somebody to help him. He's only got 3 and a bit laps to go in order to help him to get up into that battle for the podium. And unfortunately, at the moment, it is not working out. He's just in the wrong place, wrong time earlier on. It's down to 3.9 seconds. Crazy is on a mission here, I've got to say. He's really on a mission, but he needs some assistance from somewhere. He absolutely does, but he's breaking away completely here. He needs to try and drop this gap. It was 2.9 earlier on with 54. It's up to 3.3. It's just not enough. He just doesn't have the slipstream. Let's jump to that lead battle. Mario Moles is not making moves at the moment. Potentially struggling with Kenny's pace. We don't know. Let's jump further back. The Coops B Racing 1. Baz is in there as well. The Pampers machine is in there as well. Look at the lean on these minis. This is brilliant racing. Chewy's back in the action as well. That's good to see. Who is the person really far back? It's Marty B Racing and Big Mac. They were the big losers of that, actually. Let's see if we can have a look at what actually happened. So we're going along the straight here. And it's literally going to be the slightest of contacts, I feel. So let's have a look what goes on here. Oh, just the slightest. It actually involved Chewie there. I think that was a part of Chewie, actually. But let's see if we can have a look at it from Chewie's perspective. It was so tight here. It might be that you couldn't even see as well. Oh no! Oh, it's literally the smallest of contacts. The smallest of contacts forced that. I would call it a racing incident in the grand scheme of it. It was literally a little tag, a little tag, a little tag, and then a huge just incident came from that. Small little tags here, there, and everywhere. But we jump to this battle now, and DeCoops is now following Crazy. Will DeCoops help Crazy trying to push up? We won't know just yet. Let's jump to that now. It's still, look, the gap's going up. The slipstream is just not helping Crazy at all. Morimoles is pushing Kenny along. So Morimoles pushing Kenny along is not helping Crazy in the slightest. They have 2 3/4 of a lap to go. So unless DeCoops helps Crazy, it's all over for Crazy in terms of that podium finish. But we can wait and see. You never know what can happen in Mini Madness. DeCoops goes for the move down the inside already. Looking to get the move done. Now, if I was Crazy, I'd just go, right, I'm going to bumper draft whoever is in front of me at this moment in time. I'm going to let bumper draft whoever, and I'm going to push. So let's see what Crazy decides to do here. This is critical to Crazy's race. DeCoops goes defensive. So people are going defensive here. Crazy runs a little bit wide there. Through we go. That gap is up to 5.3 seconds now. 5.3 seconds. I don't think Crazy can do this now. It's 5.5 now. 5.5. Looking to get the move done again here. So I think Kenny's going to defend this podium position. But we'll have to wait and see. Anything can happen here. Oh, Morimole's a little bit wide there. So that gives Kenny a bit of breathing space. Let's jump further back where DeCoops has actually gone off there. B-Racing 1's come back into it now as well. And all this squabbling. You know, it's one of those where what could have been and hasn't been really, because, you know, if I was these guys, I'd just be there. Tag team, let's go, let's push towards the front. That's all you gotta do. Push towards the front. Why fight for P4 when you can fight for P1? That's the way I view it. But it looks like they just want to fight for these positions back here at the moment. Let's see what happens. A little bit of bumper drafting there, I feel. And look at that line of stern here by these drivers. DeCoops goes for the move down the inside here in the Jaffa Cakes machine. Crazy still leading that battle. But I think it's all done now for Crazy. It's 5.8 seconds, that gap to the leader. Boost will be taking effect here. But I don't think it's enough now. It's the penultimate lap. We'll find out what happens. Let's have a look at the lead battle at the moment. Morimole's still in there. Morimole's playing it absolutely smart as you like here. This is very good strategic racing by Morimole's here to just bumper draft, keep that pace up, and then just fight on the very last lap and then see what happens. It's very, very smart racing by Morimole's. Let's jump further back where DeCoops has just taken the lead from, taken the lead of the pack, from I'm Crazy, but Crazy gets it back there. They're going to be side by side. Crazy's like, I want this. DeCoops is like, I want this. And B-Racing 1 wants it in on the action as well. As they head towards the kink. They all survive. But that gap now up to 7 seconds. 7 seconds. This is what squabbling does. Oh, the Pampers machine just goes wide there. So we've not covered everybody in this race, but we've been very interested in this podium fight, which is all but over now. All but over, this podium fight. So it looks like it is going to be an IGTL 1, 2, 3. Oh my word. Basket. Oh my word. Somebody's just absolutely gone off to Narnia. Oh, Vagabond. What happened there? Oh dear me. What happened there? Let's see if we can have a look at the replay of that. Oh, we've lost it. Oh, a little bit of contact here. 3 wide. Again, little tags there. Little tags. And then I think Vagabond may have just been unlucky in that as well. And we continue on with this battle now. Morimole's potentially looking to try and get the move done now. Maybe might wait till the last lap. We'll wait and see. And there's Crazy. 6.9 seconds. 7 seconds basically off the lead. It was down to 3.9 earlier on. That is literally what fighting does to you in this race. Crazy, I imagine, will be a little bit frustrated and nailed the sprint race perfectly. but has just got unlucky with that incident earlier on at the chicane of death. It's not worked out. Oh, as Baz just goes heavy into the wall there. Let's jump to the lead battle now. We've got Kenny and Murray Moles. They're still line astern here. So any one of these 3 drivers could be your race victor today. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Literally, for Kenny just has to be out near the front. Look at that, hazards. To say thank you for the racing there. The smart racing. As they end up on the final lap now. Crazy there. Too far back. Nobody wants to help Crazy. But a good effort from Crazy. We've got to say, a good effort. And further back there, 3 wide. But let's jump to the lead battle now. In there we go. And they're still line astern here. I'd keep an eye out for 54 here. I would give 54 an outside shot here that he's going to win this. Let's wait and see though as we get further on in the lap. Further back we've got Crazy. Chewy's back up in the mix now as well. And then 2, 3 wide further back there. The Coops. B Racing 1. Big Mac. Look at this. Side by side. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. I can't sing. Oh, through the kink. 3 wide. Lovely bit of driving, guys. Into the braking zone we go. Oh, a little bit of a tag there on the Coops. Oh, a little bit of carnage happening there. Oh, a little bit of turning and the Coops has gone off there. And that's unfortunate for the Coops. Let's jump to that lead battle now. Mario Mel's still right on Kenny's trumpet here. Look at this. Through we go. I do think Kenny has this unless it's an absolute monster incident at the chicane. You don't know. As they head towards the hairpin now for the final time here in Mini Madness. Is Mario Mel's going to go for the move or is he going to stick behind Kenny? Oh, he looks to get the move done now. This is what I call smart racing. Trying to get the move done on the last lap. It's the last lap that counts where you're going to finish. And is looking to get the move done now. But Kenny keeps that position for now. Let's just jump to the pack behind. As they're line astern. But these aren't. Might be racing around the outside of Baz here. Oh, Big Matt's gone off a little bit. Big Matt's run a bit wide here. That's going to force a 2-3 wide moment there. Let's jump to the lead battle now. Kenny, Mario Moles, the 54. Through they go one last time. They all make it through. It looks like this could be Kenny's. Mario Moles looking to try and get the race victory here as well, I imagine. It's 0.2 of a second. It's down to 1.5 tenths now. Mario Moles potentially looking to go to the inside. Let's see what happens. Mario Moles does go to the inside here. Mario Moles under braking. Is he going to do this? Into the braking zone they go for the final time. Mario Moles down the inside. Kenny going for a wide line for the cutback. Is it going to work? Let's wait and see. Through there we go. And it looks like it's going to be Mario Moles. Let's quickly just look back quickly. Oh, Crazy's lost P4 to Chewy. Oh, he's looking to get the move cut back done there. That's interesting. It's Mario Moles versus Kenny. Mario Moles versus Kenny to head towards the line. It's down to under half a tenth and Mario Moles gets it from Kenny. Then the 54. Further back is going to be Crazy. Then Chewy. Followed by B Racing 1. And then it's a close one between Big Mac and My B Racing. The Coots P9. Infinity P10 there. I think somebody's about to head into the pits there of Forest. And then Baz has had an unfortunate last lap there, it looks like. I'm not sure what has happened there. But my word. Mario Moles probably with one of the smartest racing strategies that I've seen today. Realised that it was the last lap that counts. Anything before that doesn't really count. So if you push along, happy days. Crazy didn't bottle it. He was involved in a slight incident at the chicane. That wasn't his fault, to be fair. It was just a big incident that he just got tagged in. And then nobody would help him to get towards the front. So, yes, Kenny is going to be your final podium finisher there, I believe. Fair play, Crazy. Honestly, you did very well there, my friend. But there are your final results. It's Mario Moles from Kenny, 54, Crazy, Chewy, and B Racing 1 in P6, B Mac P7, my B Racing P8, P9 for the Coops, P10 for Infinity. I missed who was P11. I will jump to that in just a moment. It was Forest in P11 and Baz P12 and Vagabond in P13. What a finale. What a finale. Mid-pack was just ridiculous. People barging their way through. That was fun though. Great series. Thank you, Chewy. I know the mid-pack can be a bit harsh sometimes. It's one of the reasons why Boost is being turned off in the future. But actually, the next championship, I can give you a little hint, actually, is going to be a bit different. The driver skill levels are going to be a bit closer. But it's still open to everybody. So yeah, do keep an eye out for that. It should be good. But I'll let you know.